Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Deeply Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deeply Renegade, and I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 512. Probably. I think I put that down right. um, Today is Saturday, July 18th, 2026, and I'm glad you could join me today. So while your perception of the podcast has been less than a week ago, the reality has been like 2-ish weeks. Um, so there is a decent amount to show and tell this week. But it will be the case where I think things might end up getting weird. We'll have to figure out what we want to do. um, well, would it be? So basically, when I would normally record is I will be out of town, so we'll figure something out. Whatever. I'm not who. I'm not who concerned about it. There's probably plenty of stuff to share anyways, so it's all good. Um, so the coffee is warm and delicious, and what it be? I'm glad to be back with the sweet, sweet American internet. So all is well. So in terms of my stash dash progress this year, I have made it over 9,000 meters. So I have 9,395 complete at this point, which is pretty exciting. Um, and then I think a lot of that, or would it be? So then it's a question of, it's like, will I try to do 15K and what is the easiest way to achieve that goal? And it might be because I have a couple weekends away that maybe spinning isn't the best choice, but whatever. We'll we'll do what we need to do. So, um, and what ended up taking me to that level is that I did end up finishing my Love Notes sweater. Big reach, big reach. Wasn't prepared. So what I ended up doing last night was I sat down and calculated the yardage. And so it would be the case where, like, by sort of approaching it a couple of different ways of like figuring out what was in this and what the remaining weight and yardage was, and then approaching it from the mohair silk and being like, okay, that seems to be a very different answer, and then realizing the skeins were probably a smidge big, basically. So we just split the difference, and the yardage I estimated from this and the yardage I estimated from that, and called it good. So, so this is my Betty Voyage hand spun. That is probably half-ish spindle spun. It's a 4-ply fingering weight. And then the Shibui Silk Cloud. So I have more than half a skein left of this one, and I probably couldn't have done too much more with this guy here. And so the final product is this. Please stand by while I make an end go to the other side. And it is the case where I do still need to block it, but here is the final sweater. So, in terms of modifications, I did do a modification to raise the back neck almost immediately after I cast on. I did not use the provisional cast on, I just picked up, and you can't tell. um, I did do the high-low hem, which I don't think maybe shows as much when it is flat. So I don't know, whatever. And then I did do short sleeves. So this ended up being, what is it? So, whatever. I think it turned out, so this ended up counting for 1,592 meters. Because I was holding yarn double. And yeah, so I will still need to block. But I think it turned out to be a good normal sweater length for me. I think it is very comfy in terms of the ease and fit. Um, I probably will end up wearing it. I probably will end up wearing it, probably with a black tank top underneath, but white is also an option. Um, it's very fluffy, very soft. Oh, there was one more mod that I ended up doing. So, we did short sleeves, we did do the high-low hem, I added short rows at the top, and then I did end up redistributing the yoke stitches slightly. So, um, basically, when I split for, when I started to do the sleeve increases on this, um, I portioned the sweater out so that, I had 4 inches more in the front. So, I'm looking forward to getting this blocked. I think it will still be super duper lovely sweater when blocked. I have a good sturdy neckline. Everything is pretty smooth and nice. So, um, I do appreciate a tin can knits pattern. And then, yeah, I think it'll also be very lovely after it's been blocked as well. So this will be, what would it be? Um, fancy sweater with casual fit. um, so not too good. And then the other mod is I ended up doing slightly more bottom ribbing because I definitely had plenty of yarn. And then, okay. So, really happy with how this turned out. Would it be, I don't know whether or not you can even really get the same Shibui knits mohair silk base anymore. Would it be like, it is something in the yarn world that has fallen to private equity, so we're not sure. But like, I don't know. So this might be the only mohair silk that I would buy. I know, okay, you can sort of see how much halo that's got. So it's very soft. Um, it feels really good. Um, so it's all fine. But it's definitely the case where since I've gotten home, I've definitely had a lot of like allergies, congestion. So I'm not sure if that magnitude of fluff is bad for that, basically. Um, so um, so when I talked to you guys last, I was almost to the point where I had finished the third repeat of Willow, which is the Nancy Marchant pattern. that I'm knitting as a scarf for my nanny. Um, so I now have 4 done. I stayed up too late last night trying to reach that milestone. Um, and I guess I neglected to finish all of the calculations. So what needs to happen next is I will take my home computer and get it in proximity of my work computer so that I can transfer the file that I am uh, modeling uh, modeling how many repeats I can get done on this. um, as you do. So I did end up taking the measurements. It is now about 25 inches long. Um, so we are not, or would be, so it would be the case where, so for 25 inches done, and we're still over 100 grams, then I think it's gonna be a good size. I think it's gonna be a good size scarf in the end. Um, like, yeah, that seems, or what is that? Should be good, basically. Um, yeah. I'm recording a podcast, Danny. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to hang out with Daddy. I bet he can do some fun things with the train. Is Daddy really creative too? Um, so it's like, do I want to do that? Let's see. Yeah, so it's gonna be, yeah, based on that, it should be over 6 foot. And then we don't even know after blocking. Or we can, or I can decide in the process of blocking what would I want to aspect ratio I want, but I would say uh it should be okay. May in lay it might be the case where I end up deciding to sort of block it longer rather than block it wider. If that's the case, so but well, it's promising at least. Um, and then it will be the case where then I'll just have to figure out like what the number of repeats is looking like, basically. Um, because the last time that I put in the information, it was maybe a little bit strange. So we'll we'll see if 2 more data points. Is that right? Yeah, I needed. Yeah, the last time I talked to you, we had just gotten the first 2 repeats weighed out, so it'll be okay. So that is the story there. So I am enjoying the project. Since it is now my only project, it probably will get a decent amount of attention on it. I don't know if that means that for my stash dash strategy, I should uh, try to focus on completing it for the 2,000 yards. um, ish. Roughly speaking, the skeins were heavy, so it's 1,000 yards a piece for them. So, now will I be able to perfectly knit all of it? Probably not, but that's fine. So it's probably the smart move because I also don't want this project to linger for a long time, and I do really enjoy brioche. So I have, this is Apothecary Yarns in a teal color. with pops of sort of coppery browns, and then a white color with pops of browns and teals. I think it's turning out really lovely, and you get all of the good brioche contrast. I did show it to my nanny, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful." He's like, all of the colors I love and colors that I wear. Or she said was saying she doesn't wear teal as much, but it's her favorite color. So I figured add a neutral to it and it should be good. So, um, so it'd be so I'm like probably at like the 1/3 point at this point. So maybe that is a bold. I don't know, whatever. Like after having a sweater that took a little bit over a month to make. With whatever some for which 2 of those weeks I had less responsibility. Lots of transport time and not much responsibility. So I don't know whether or not I will be able to. Yeah, I don't know whether or not I'd be able to start a whole new project and knit it all for Stash Dash. So that's fine. Um, so that's the story there. Um, it is the case where I am, or would it be? Like, it is the case where I am pondering if I do want to, um, if I do want to kick off a different sweater or like a different project. Um, would it be? I probably have, I probably have a better chance if I don't. So I just leave the decision of what what thing to cast on when I finish this one. But that's gonna be a long time of just a brioche scarf. Maybe that is what makes it okay to have would be a little bit of a longer gap between podcast episodes. Be like, it's just the brioche scarf. It's fine. It's like once you've seen a little bit of it, like you've probably seen it all. So, would it be like I don't need the chart at this point. It's actually very easy and intuitive brioche pattern. Um, there is only one row where you have to do like the 5 into 1 decrease, and I can do that, or I can manipulate that with my fingers and not need like a cable or stitch marker for it, basically. Um, so we'll see how it goes. Like it is the case where I know within the coming weeks I will have like um like a vacation. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. Today's fun is actually getting ready for my son to start transitional kindergarten. So there's 4-year-old kindergarten basically. We're very excited. Um, and then I suppose there definitely are like repair projects that I could be cranking on. Um, so it may be the case for if I can get through a bunch of the repair projects, then maybe it's not too crazy. Um, so in other news, so I think two episodes ago I was talking about how I was rejiggering um the sweater spin that I'm currently working on. Um lift up. So so it would be the case where this is the same one that I had all prepped, um, like weeks or months ago. Somewhere in between there. So this is one where the Shetland component of the fiber had very saturated colors. Um, and then I also had ones where it was like less saturated and like the appearance of the color was so much different. So, so it was a case where after I recorded, I sat down and I sort of unbundled everything. I then took my Shetland pieces and split them in half so that I could sort of um, spread out the more saturated and less saturated pieces of it. Like, what would it be? This Shetland, while it does have all of my favorite colors, maybe doesn't have all of those colors and the full saturation that I love. So this section here, full lovely saturation. But then one of the other sections I think ended up having an appearance that ended up being like a little bit more muted and gray. And compared to this one, I don't know. I don't even know that you can tell on the screen. Eh, eh. So, so it would be the case where this is sweater spin where I'm trying to relax a bit more and spin thicker, um, or would be spin with a higher ratio than I have been doing and let go of perfectionism. Let go of perfectionism and spinning because I don't have time anymore to I don't have time anymore to do four-ply fingering weight. I would like my four-ply to be thicker yarn, basically. Um, so um, so while I haven't done any spinning this week, at the very least, we have a pretty good a pretty good game plan in place. And then I have all of the hand spun that I finally washed in a hurry before my in-laws came. It wasn't quite dry. um, so I do have quite quite a lot there, which is so I will have to. I don't know if I'm gonna recheck the yardages after washing. I don't think they ended up shifting around too much. But I have my lovely fiber pool gradient, um, which wasn't. We have the fiber pool gradient, and then we have all of the core spun, and so most of the core spun counted for stash dash. None of the rainbow gradient counted for stash dash, because I was applying that as I went, so it's all good. Um, and then it would be, and then all of it is, all of that is 2-ply, and the weight sort of varied a little bit. I'm still practicing letting go of perfection. So, so the game plan here, at least for spinning, is I'll work through so this is like probably like a bit more than an ounce. It's probably like an ounce and a quarter, and then it will be time to make another bat and diz it off the drum carder. So then you have like a ball of sliver. So that is coming, and we'll just keep working our way through. I think I've spun. So this is my third one, I think. um, which means that I have 13 to go after this. It might be that none of this will end up counting. Um, or I need to have the scenario in which I commit to doing so it could be the case where it might be able to get some finishes in by um, when I get 4 bobbins plying it. um, I can make that call, like, or whatever. I can make that call later, depending on what's going on. So what it be? Because I think, yeah, because I would like a thicker yarn, so maybe it'll take a little bit of sampling to figure out what that looks like. But I think I split it into, took 20 ounces and split it into 16. So did that math work out? It's like, we'll check. Yeah. So so they're a little bit bigger than maybe what I would usually do. And then they're definitely turning out fluffier because I think I got eh, it might be turning out like a little bit fluffier than usual, which is good. So I'm trying to spin fast when I can spin. um, so yeah, and I don't think, yeah, it would be the case where for upcoming travels, I don't think there would be any reason to start a new project. So that might be the way that I end up going. Um, and it's a case where um looking looking at the sweater quantities, so it would be the case where maybe I do have some yarn which is um in a state of ambiguity. um so the reason why I would be in a state of ambiguity was I tended to spin it for this one. um so it would be the case where I have that uh merino alpaca yarn, like light fingering, that doesn't have a plan right now, but I can probably figure something out without too much pain. Um, so there's that. Um, and then I don't know if I'll end up. So like this one, I sort of like intended as whatever, like summery-ish top, basically. Um, so I don't know if I'd want to focus on that or if I'd want to just um end up doing the center point pop over because the yarn takes up a lot of space. um, we'll see. We'll see what I end up deciding, but I think maybe based on our discussion here today of me talking to you, to myself, I will I will focus on the brioche scarf, and maybe I'll just end up maybe doing a swatch if I feel like it. So that would not be a summer sweater for summer. And then the other thing is I also have magpie in similar colors to this, and so it is the case where I am wondering if I'd uh, want to If I would want to make something, uh, if I'd want to make something brioche with that, or like a brioche sweater, or that sort of thing. So that is what's sort of rolling around in my mind right now. But it would end up being somewhat of like a choose your own adventure situation. So um we'll see what I end up deciding. Um but yeah, in terms of yarn taking up a decent amount of space, that one is definitely up there for sure. um so we'll would it be that that might end up being the choice I choose, and then maybe there can be a summery sweater after then. We'll see how it goes. So, um, so there will need to be blocking of this one, um, and it is not really good blocking weather right now. um, but we'll get it figured out, and then yeah, see where it goes. So, um, with that, I hope you guys have a lovely week. Excuse me, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. So, take care, guys. Bye bye.